Hello there everybody, and before today's video gets started, I wanted to go ahead and let you know the winner of the voting poll with a resounding 41% of the vote. The winner of the next anime reaction review series is The Promised Neverland. I know jack shit about this, but that's actually kind of how most of the shows are on this list at this point. And I'm pretty sure there are people wondering what I was talking about with a surprise anime. Well, you'll find out after The Promised Neverland. Anyway, on to the video. Hello there everybody, it's Subarnai2 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Higurashi Kai Matsuribayashi. Now then, back to work. So there were a couple of clues that I did miss that I kind of feel stupid about. You guys kind of pointed this out. There's a statement, so I went ahead and wrote down proof of parasite and still can't find the evidence as clues. So, also, I'm not sure how long this video is going to be. We gotta see how this goes first. Let's see. Okay. Hojo Satoko's detailed test was required. No. Nope. We've already got Irie Kyosuke's motive to become a doctor. We've already got that. We just need the discontinuation of Hojo's dissection plan. We've already got the tragedy at the dam construction site. That counts as the, yeah. I'll go ahead and put a little note there that says tragedy at dam site. I almost misspelled dam, so I thought it was just the dam site. Oh my god. We haven't got the detail where we need a live specimen, so wait. Have we? Hold on. Let's see. Pressure Minister of Construction, feeling a puppet, why I became a doctor. Satoko's condition, stepfather sense of responsibility. Angry villagers, Sonozaki Hojo hostility. Repetitive apologies. Tragedy, possess Onigafuchi. From air raid death, from central law. Ushi declares war. Nope, don't have that yet. We don't have anything about a live specimen just yet. Let's see. Rika's father needs to be marked as an opportunist. Rika's mother needs to be suspicious of the Irie institution. No, we've only seen the Hojo, so we haven't seen any of that yet. Okay. Help from the Carry Queen, no. Okay, there we go. A sense of responsibility as a big brother is required for Hojo Satoshi. Got that yet. We've already got that. We just don't have the Hojo Satoshi must not be allowed to visit his sister at the clinic. Haven't got that yet. We got Oishi Kurata's declaration. Let's see. Reminiscence. Prior consent for the collection of cerebrospinal fluid. Haven't got that yet. The death of Koizumi Sensei. We can go with this one, but I want to see if there's anything with the information that I've got right now. Nope. Okay, we got this one. A conflict between the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family is required. We got that, I think. A self-introduction of Hojo Satoko is required. No. No. Definitely not. Needs to be aware of his sins? No. Haven't even got that far yet. The Ryugu family's move is required. The fourth-year curse is required. A red capsule is required. Strawberry milk candy. The Ryugu family's move is required. A watermelon from the Sonozaki family is required. Odd. Hojo Satoshi needs to be aware of his sins. The mysterious death of the Furude couple is required. This piece, this must be the introduction of Hojo Satoko. I'll just put that down. I guess it would be better if I just put down Satoko, but then again I decided to put the last name. My name is Hojo Satoko, but the name Hojo is my current father's last name. I was also Hatake Satoko, Yoshizawa Satoko, and also Matsuda Satoko by my previous fathers. I'm still not used to being called Hojo-san. Okay, I'll go ahead and put self-introduction because that's pretty much what this is. Self-intro for short. If someone calls me Satoko, then I know that person is talking to me. Because the name Satoko is the name I've been using since I was born. I don't understand why my mother repeatedly marries and divorces. If she's going to get a divorce, why does she get married? If she's married, why does she get a divorce? I've asked her before, but depending on the situation, her answers were different. When I asked her when she was married, she got angry. When I asked her after she got a divorce, she cried. I don't understand the meaning of marriage. Well, you're too young to be worrying about that. So I have no interest in drawing a picture of a bride or a wedding dress. I don't think I'll ever get married. I don't want to keep changing my child's last name, so I don't want to get married. Ouch. My teacher once asked if I liked my mother. I think it was when I was in kindergarten in Okinomiya. That was a very difficult question. Because sometimes I loved her very much and sometimes I hated her very much. I couldn't decide. Well, to be fair, growing up, sometimes that kind of happens with some kids. Their emotions fluctuate depending on how they're either disciplined or just how they're what environment they're raised in. When my mother was nice, she was always smiling. She made us happy. And she thanked me for being her daughter. When my mother wasn't nice, she was always irritated. She treated my brother and me very poorly. She told me I should have never been born. Jesus! My teacher asked me if I liked my father. It was a very easy question. Because I hated him very much all the time. I hated him no matter what. The new fathers always treated me nicely at first, as if I was their real daughter. They always told me I could think of them as my real father. But they couldn't be my real father. Besides, I didn't even know my real father's face. How could I call them my father? I couldn't. That was disgusting. Right before divorce, my fathers were always irritated. They treated me like a cockroach. They told me they didn't have money to feed me. They threw things at me and they locked me out of the veranda. On the veranda. I was told I could forget about them because that was on the past. I think it was a different teacher from a different school. Maybe that's true. Because since Hojo became my father, my mother has been smiling. I haven't seen them get into a fight as I have seen happen just before a divorce. They have a little fight here and there, but those don't lead up to a divorce and they always make up. But I'm sure they'll get a divorce sooner or later. Then it'll be the same old stuff with the family court, divorce settlements, a night flight, and child support. Who knows how long this Hojo will be my father? That's why I don't even feel like calling him father. He also treated me so well at first, but when I didn't call him father even after he asked me repeatedly, he became irritated. They'll get a divorce soon. When my father goes into this mode, a divorce is on the way. After a divorce, it's my mother's turn to be irritated. Then she'll tell me she shouldn't have had me or she can't be happy because of me. Why is my existence causing problems for my mother? I asked my brother and he told me. If you have children, it's not easy to find someone to remarry to. To my mother, remarriage is a very important job, so I can understand having children around will cause problems. I think I finally understand the reason why I'm a nuisance to her. Ask my brother something else. Why are children hated by new fathers? That's simple. That's because family members all have different roles. Mother's job is to love her children. Father's job is to love mother. That means I'm a nuisance to both mother and father. My brother is more mature than me, so they don't look down on him as a nuisance. The text changed. It's pink! Sees herself as a nuisance. think that's a key detail right there. But maybe I am. No, I'm definitely a nuisance. So now I know. Both my mother and father want me dead. But if they kill me, they'll be caught. Doesn't mean they won't kill me. If I were to peek down the cliff, and if no one is around, my mother and father would push me off the cliff for sure.
As the sorcerer of the cliffs, I will not allow that.
My father has become abnormally nice to me recently. Since I made the fake call, he has started to act that way. I know for sure that it's just part of a plot to kill me. So I won't let them trick me. Oh, it's getting even redder and redder. Oh. I'm sorry. Lately, when I try to listen carefully, I can hear a voice apologizing. I'm sure the voice is the same as me. Her mother is telling her she shouldn't have been born. I'm sorry. But I won't apologize like that. I'll live. I'm going to strike back. I'll kill before I get killed. I'm sorry.
Fuck!
Kill.
Okay, that was a glimpse into Satoko's mindset. That was,
Nothing like the gradual reddening of the text to make me a little bit more and more worried. Thank you! Whew. Okay. Tea set on a veranda needs to be put away. Mayabar Ichiro needs to inspect a vacant lot. A conflict between the Hojo family and Sonozaki family is required. I think that counts? I mean, that is whenever they got into that hostility, but wait. Let me look a little bit further here. The revenge of Takano Mio is required. Mayabara Keiichi needs to change schools. A piece from the Onikakushi episode is required. The game board must be set up. A raw sea urchin and vitamin A are required. The game board must be set up. Okay, so these pieces I can't do anything with right now. Okay. I got Satoko's intro. What? No, that did... I hate... Okay. Let it be known that every time I check this, it automatically scrolls me to this spot right here. Like, I'm gonna not move the mouse. That was a misclick. That did not need to happen. And the game knows it. Okay, we got the self-introduction of Hojo Satoko, and I think this is what it is. The conflict between the Hojo family and Sonozaki families. I think this is it. Yes! Called it. Okay. The Hojo siblings. Okay. I am running out of space on this piece of paper already. The Hojo family is well known for going against the whole village during the Dam War. Both the husband and the wife were rather aggressive, and especially with the Sonozaki family, they fought a fierce war. Although the whole village treated them coldly, the husband and wife really didn't care and kept fighting. In a way, they were extremely strong-willed people. But I'm sure their children had to go through a lot because of them. Satoko-chan and Satoshi-kun were treated coldly as well because of their parents. In addition to that, Satoko-chan and her stepfather didn't get along, so their stress levels must have been up to the limit. Because I'm the director of the clinic, a rather respected member of society, people usually tell me a lot of things. So I was aware of the treatment they were receiving even before I met them. Satoshi! I met Satoshi-kun first. Satoshi-kun came to the clinic because he felt ill from too much stress. I think he thought he had a cold. So when I examined him, he even told me that he thought he had a cold. But by hearing his repeated sighs and by seeing his exhausted eyes, I knew it wasn't just a simple cold right away. Some medications will heal the symptoms, but that's only a temporary measure. To really treat him, the only way was to change his living environment. But that's easier said than done. He was surrounded by tangled and complicated relationships with the village and the family, so Just resting for a few days with some medication won't do. Time is the only thing that could ease off the cold treatment from the village, but we are talking a very, very long time. That's why I felt I had to be their first ally in this village, so I could rescue them. I couldn't do anything about his stressful environment, but I could try to diminish the stress he receives. So I thought the best way is to teach him how to vent his stress. And playing sports is the best way to vent stress. Oh! Oh, hello, hello. Hooking Satoshi up with sports. There we go. If only my handwriting was faster. So I asked him to join in the youth baseball team that I manage. I'm a researcher, and I devote most of my time to the research of the Hinamizawa syndrome, but I need to do something else to relax. I used to play baseball, so I decided to coach the local youth baseball team. After a while, the children of Hinamizawa started their own baseball team, and somehow I became their manager. Doctors can't provide health by just giving medication. A sound mind and a sound body. I believe health can be maintained through sports too. But our team needed more people. So I thought of asking Satoshi-kun to join. Satoshi-kun was a bookworm and not interested in playing sports. He wasn't sure how joining the baseball team would help his situation. I don't need to go on and on about athletic medicine to explain why sports helps health. I just want him to experience it himself, to realize how great it feels to play sports. I think he realized it gradually. He was reluctant until the very end, but he attended all of the team activities and games. As I saw Satoshi-kun slowly regain his liveliness, I realized my plan worked. However, if Satoshi-kun was under that much stress, then Satoko-chan, who lived in the same family environment, must be the same way. Unfortunately, I didn't think of Satoko-chan back then. So when Satoko-chan was carried into my clinic as a patient, I regretted doing nothing about her while knowing the situation. Okay, I'm guessing Satoko becomes the patient. I'll just go and put that in there. Satoko becomes a patient. Okay, put that in brackets. As Satoshi-kun recovered under my guidance, Satoko-chan was left alone in the stressful environment. Also around that time, there was an incident bad enough to make Satoko-chan collapse. It was her parents' accident. Ah! Parents? Accident. I'm getting quite a bit from this one. The day of the Watanagashi festival was a very uncomfortable time for the Hojo family, because although it was a village festival, it was also a day to celebrate the victory of the dam construction project. So it's understandable that they would plan a family trip around that time so they could leave the village. Satoko-chan's parents fell off the cliff at the park they were visiting. Oh, unless Satoko pushed them! It happened on such an unlucky day. Because it happened on the day of Watanagashi, people said it was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. And people labeled the Hojo family as the family that was cursed by Oyashiro-sama. The parents were given the cold shoulders by the whole village. So with the parents gone, the cold treatment should have ended. But unfortunately, the accident happened on the day of Watanagashi. That's why the members of the Hojo family continued to be shunned. Satoko-chan was the only person who was at the site of the accident. Satoshi-kun didn't go on the trip because he had an event with the baseball team. And therefore, the police mainly interrogated Satoko-chan. I hear Oishi from the police, who had suspicions of the involvement of some villagers, asked Satoko-chan many questions. She was as stressed as Satoshi-kun, perhaps even more so. So of course she couldn't take it. During the interrogation, she began to wheeze and gasp for air. The anguish I saw on her face when she arrived at the clinic was so sad. It broke my heart just to imagine what she had to go through. Manager! Is Satoko okay? Yes, don't worry. She's a bit confused, but only temporarily, that's all. May I see her? She finally fell asleep. So I'd rather not wake her up. Let's just let her rest for a while. Maybe it's a good idea for her to stay here for a few days. Don't worry. I'll take good care of her. Thank you. I know Satoshi-kun is a great big brother who truly cares about his sister. Also, he can feel the pain that his sister is feeling. In other words, Satoshi-kun's worries and stress are reflecting Satoko-chan herself. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but while Satoshi-kun was sad about his parents' death, he may at the same time been a little relieved that they were gone. That's because that way his sister didn't have to be cornered emotionally anymore. Unlike Satoshi-kun, Satoko-chan didn't have the social skills to get along with her stepfather, who wasn't related by blood. So I was sure losing the main cause of her stress will change Satoko-chan's environment. But I couldn't believe what happened next. The two were sent to live in an even worse environment with their aunt and uncle. Okay, I think I saw this as a, I think I actually saw this as a requirement. Satoshi was not allowed to see Satoko at the hospital. I'll just go ahead and put sister at hosp. At that time, I was rather optimistic, thinking this new environment would be better for the siblings. My god, were you wrong, my dude! That is by far the worst environment they could have been put in. That unless they were taken to that same little orphanage that Mio was in. Which, no. Okay, let's see. No. Needs to be fixed with a part-time job. No, haven't got that yet. Okay, we haven't got either of those yet. Okay, okay, Go back. Prior consent for the collect. No. No. Must not be allowed to visit his sister at the clinic. A sense of responsibility as a big brother is required. Oh, damn it! I thought I had it. Okay, I guess that doesn't count. Where have I seen? Okay, so... I swear, I don't have his... Yeah, I've got the sense of responsibility, so... Okay, Okay, so that does not count. Okay, that... not allowed... Okay. Okay. That is not a piece. Okay, I'll erase that. Get rid of that. Okay, that's 2 mistakes, 1 on accident, and this one was an actual mistake. Okay, let's see. Yes! Got it. Okay. Second sacrifice. Okay. Satoshi-kun is such a good brother who takes good care of his sister. He visited Satoko-chan straight from school and kept encouraging her every day so she'll get better. Without even hearing Satoshi-kun's stories, it is obvious to me that Satoko-chan never had a good relationship with her step-parents. She didn't get along especially with her stepfather. Satoko-chan once even called the child abuse hotline. Not only that, her parents died in an accident, so she just wasn't able to withstand all this damage. Satoko-chan is still very young, so everything must have been horrible for her to go through. Fortunately, she has a wonderful brother. Emotional wounds are hard to heal. Nothing heals emotional wounds better than love from family members. I'm sure that one day Satoko-chan will be able to smile again. She's still in shock, but when she talks to Satoshi-kun, she smiles a little. Uisha from the police department keeps requesting to see her, but I think I need to protect her just a little longer. Oh, wait, is this him? Is this, Eri? He's a passionate policeman, but he isn't sensitive enough. If he reminds her of her parents' accident, her emotional wounds will start to hurt again. That's the only concern I have for Satoko-chan. I hear someone knocking on the door. It's Takano-san. She doesn't look right, wearing a nurse's uniform like that. She's a licensed doctor, so she should wear a white coat and act like a doctor. Maybe this is fun for her, but I think she might be insulting the real nurses. Of course, I don't say anything, though. Dr. Eerie, may I talk to you? Sure. Okay, Satoshi-kun, I'll get going. Okay. Hello, Satoshi-kun. Please keep Satoko-chan company. She's always alone, so I bet she's lonely. Okay? Oh no, that's not true. Okay, Satoshi-kun, you're in charge. I get up and let Satoshi-kun take over. Did something happen? Not right here. Let's go to your office. Takano-san smiles meaningfully. Usually smiles bring happy feelings, but when it comes to Takano-san, that's not true. Definitely not. Are you sure? Yes. The initial test results show there's a possibility that she's at L3 or above. Okay. Satoko... L3. We need to keep her here and run some more tests. The result isn't in yet, but from what I can see, it's very possible that she's at L4. Takano-san's eyes sparkle in a weird way. There's a reason for it. To find patients in their terminal phase is the most valuable thing in our research. In fact, as a result of dissecting the murder suspect from last year, we've made great progress in our research. In other words, we finally managed to isolate the pathogen. Isolate? Le pathogen. Pathogen. We also discovered that when the host dies, the pathogen melts away within a few hours. Once it melts, it's undetectable. That's why we never found the pathogen when we performed the autopsies. The research made a lot of progress after that. What we found in this past year has easily surpassed what the late Dr. Takano found in decades. We're now studying the nature, the effect, the symptoms of the pathogen, as well as treatments and vaccines. In other words, a living specimen who's at the terminal phase is a necessity for our research. However, we rarely find a patient who's at the terminal phase, L5. The Hinamizawa syndrome created a huge amount of L5 patients in the past, but today it doesn't have such potency. If that's the case, we have to secure L5 patients, or patients who are close to being at L5 as quickly as possible. Satoko-chan is possibly qualified to be the next sacrifice. To keep the strange disease a secret, we can't let patients who may be at L5 go. We have to run more tests first. Then we'll figure out what to do next. In any case, Satoko-chan is so calm. Her behavior is nothing like the behavior of the man from last year. Initial tests are in error sometimes. We have to wait for the results of more detailed tests, and then determine how serious her condition is. Okay. Let's admit her for observation. Please, let the staff know and get things ready. That sounds like a formal answer, but if the result comes back positive, that'll be the green light for the dissection. I don't know Satoko-chan that well, but I've known her brother, Satoshi-kun, through the baseball team for a long time. How can I dissect the apple of Satoshi-kun's eyes? That's when I feel scary images flashing in my head for the first time. Don't worry. Everything is already taken care of. She smiles as if she wants to tell me that her dissection is already prepared too. Is it just her who's smiling? Am I smiling like her too? When I dissected the man last year, I did feel guilt beforehand. But once I started, it was like I was in paradise. All the pieces of the puzzle that were left by the late Dr. Takano fell into place. At the same time, they didn't. How exciting it was. It's so exciting knowing that we are the first ones to take the first steps to solve the mystery. I don't even know how to explain this excitement to those who have never experienced it. There's no way to describe it with words. The only thing I can say is that even a year later, I still remember the excitement vividly. So, if the results show that Satoshi-kun's beloved sister is to be dissected, can I control myself and stay calm? But it means I'm a failure as a human being. I know very well that the Hojo family was treated poorly by the villagers, and I know what Satoko-chan had to go through. Also, I know Satoshi-kun loves his sister, who is his one and only blood relative. How can I dissect Satoko-chan using my research as an excuse? I didn't feel much guilt for the man from last year, but I feel unbearable guilt towards Satoko-chan. That reminds me of my sin from last year. I don't care if a stranger dies, but I don't want Satoko-chan to die. That's not right. All lives are equally precious. I tried to convince myself that he was a violent murderer, but maybe he became that way because he was at the terminal phase. I don't know anything about him from before he became deranged. Maybe he was a model citizen who was worthy of respect. Unfortunately, he became ill and ended up doing what he did. Maybe he was a victim himself. Just like my father. I know more about the Hinamizawa syndrome than anybody. This disease makes people act in crazy ways, without those people realizing it. So when the patients at the terminal phase do such violent and weird things, one should be sympathetic. I already knew that back when I decided to go down this path. I should have remembered it sooner, but now I finally remember. And now I finally realize what a sinful research I'm working on. Hojo Satoko's detailed test result came back. The result says L5. She's at the terminal phase of the terminal phase. Actually, it is a surprising result. In last year's case, the terminal phase patient was extremely deranged. Okay, let's... He's at Satoko L5. According to Takano-san's record, he complained about an itch coming from the lymph nodes all over his body, and wanted to scratch his throat just as the late Dr. Takano mentioned. But Satoko-chan doesn't show such symptoms. Even in the late Dr. Takano's data, it says throat scratching is a characteristic symptom for terminal phase patients. However, not all patients experience a symptom. Besides, emotional expressions are different in each person. Even if it's the same emotion, one patient may express it rather violently, and another may express it rather calmly. There's no way of knowing by just looking at a person. But Satoko-chan's detailed test result says she's at the terminal phase of the terminal phase, L5. In other words, she may be feeling what the man from last year was feeling. It's just that she isn't expressing that feeling like the man was. The Hinamizawa syndrome affects the frontal lobes of a brain. It stimulates the most primitive emotions. Doubt. As a result, terminal phase patients are trapped in delusions and paranoia, and end up committing horrible crimes.
Oh my god, wait! Oh! I just realized something. I think I've got a motive for why Takano kills Satoshi. I'm betting you as long as Satoshi is there with Satoko, she does not go deranged. So she gets rid of him in an attempt to make her lose it. But the timing might be a bit off, because her uncle does, you know, disappear, and then she moves in with Rika for a while. So Rika ends up taking the spot of keeping her calm. Satoko-chan seems to show improvements when she's exchanging friendly words with Satoshi-kun. But there's a paranoia that may put her in a deranged state at any moment stirring inside of her. I can't let her leave the clinic like this. However, if things go according to the manual, I will have to make a decision on her dissection. My decision will be only a formality. I can't refuse it. Takano-san appears to be already working on her dissection schedule. The plan will then come to me. Dissection. Would I feel the same excitement if I dissected Satoko-chan alive? Would I be able to experience that trance once again? No. The question is, can I fight the temptation? As I pretend to question myself, I'm letting Takano-san prepare things on her own. By doing so, am I passively agreeing to Satoko-chan's dissection? If possible, I want to save Satoko-chan. I don't want her to be a sacrifice for this research. I don't want to dissect her. Then what about the man from last year? Do I only care about the lives of the people I know? If I don't dissect her, do I let her live and leave the clinic? Do I simply wait for her to become deranged and commit a horrible crime? And then she'll end up here in a deranged state, just like the man from last year, and I'll end up dissecting her alive anyway. The man from last year was dissected alive and kept alive for several months. With his skull left open, he wasn't allowed to die for several months. He was kept alive just for the cruel experiment. I don't want to do that to her. I don't know what to do. Even my worries and conflicts are passively agreeing to our dissection. Jeez. Damn, Eerie. Hojo Satoko's detailed test result. Okay. I think that's pretty much what it is right there. Satoko detailed test result. Yeah, okay. I still have quite a lot to go here. Okay. We haven't got Iri Kyosuke's decision just yet. We got his motive to become a doctor. The discontinuation of Hojo Satoko's dissection plan is required. I imagine that also goes with Kyosuke's decision. Okay. Ah, an L5 stage patient's dissection. I guess that counts. L5 stage. No, wait. That requires if we do the dissection. We haven't done it yet, so that does not count as a clue. Not yet, at least. I'm gonna have to keep those in mind. Okay. Quite a lot of stuff here that I still need to do. Alright, that is probably where I'm going to end it for now. I really didn't get that much. But it's something. Okay, I did mess up though, getting 2 of those pieces cracked, which, fuck. I know they don't disappear, but it still kind of sucks that they got cracked. I'm kind of mad about that. Okay, just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up on this paper's like I'd say it's about 3/4 full right now. Also because my handwriting is pretty big and I'm actually using a piece of sketch paper, which is a little bit bigger than normal paper. I will say though, if I didn't have one of those damn long work days as have been, I would have had more time for this. Okay, put my notes back where they're supposed to be, and we'll pick this up in the next episode.
This is obviously taking me a little bit of a while to kind of get this stuff done. I hope I managed to get all of the clues from the pieces that I viewed. And if I didn't, well, fuck me. Please don't. I'm taken. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. And, well, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Hello there, everybody. Sabato92 here, and if you like this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And hey, if you guys like my content, then maybe you'd like to check out another channel who I think deserves equal attention. So click that nightmare emblem and check out that channel, or go to the links in the description down below. Once again, thank you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.